This is Truth and Other Lies, episode 2112. Enter the Jacobin. As the grand solar minimum weakens the demarcation between warm states and cold states, the Trump effect's own disruptive currents perturb the cohesion of the grand old party. The Democrat Party, although unified in appearance, suffers from internal foils, a perennial discordance with the base, and its own analog of the Trump effect. While the parties struggle with identity and the polarized electorate eats itself, the Jacobin Brothers stand in the gap to offer perspective and guidance on the path forward for American politics. I am Mark Jacobin, along with my brother James, and you're listening to Truth and Other Lies. James, it's time to share a secret with the audience. Do you know what that secret is?
No, but I'm anxious to hear it.
Did you know that originally 5 years ago this show was supposed to be about politics?
Right, and that's when politics were supposed to be about politics. I think we shifted gears and did aliens for a while.
Right, because aliens were less inflammatory and less controversial than the American political climate.
Or the American political climate had been taken over by aliens. That's at least what it seemed like back then. But again, the three-part Alien series, I think, is still my favorite show because it turned out that believing things that are not believable worked its way into American politics, culminating in the storming of the Capitol. So we eventually met back up with politics.
Everything that's old is new again.
Yeah.
The reason this show is entitled Enter the Jacobin is because we are now going to honor that original intent and get back into political commentary and debate.
Right, and Enter the Jacobin used to be a segment we would do. We don't play politics, but when we do them better than anybody else. But then we never did them, so we could win by default.
And while plenty of people get lots of political commentary, or at least what passes for commentary in today's world, no one actually gets debate.
They don't get either debate. It stops well before it gets to debate. You don't even get factual recitation of actual current events. You just get what you want to hear. And to some extent, there's nothing wrong with that because it's become entertainment. If you turn on the TV to watch your favorite TV show or go to Netflix or whatever, you're going to some place that you want to be entertained, you know what you're going to get, and that's what politics is. So these political commentary shows have devolved to just pure entertainment. It shouldn't be called cable news. It should just be called entertainment. But the people think they're getting news. And that's, I think, what leads to all these disruptions and massive unhappiness.
Right. Every show has now become the Daily Show, but nobody knows it.
Yeah, and they're not funny. And they're not funny. No, James, a lot of shows will fall into the category that they call news and commentary. But I think we're going to create a new category called facts and commentary. What do you think about that? I think the very first thing people are going to say when we say facts is they're going to say, you're lying.
We very well may be, but anyone is welcome and invited to fact check us at any point along the way.
Yes, I think that's why you call the podcast Truth and Other Lies. But see, Mark, we don't want to make it too difficult to discern the truth and other lies. Right? A lot of these other shows take the truth and purposely distort it into their programming agenda. And I think there's a big difference. But it works. I compliment these people. You know, they make their living and become wealthy and infamous by doing this. But it lacks any framework of integrity.
Let's take a break and come back with more Enter the Jacobin. Jacobinbrothers.com. If you enjoyed this preview of Truth and Other Lies, visit Jacobinbrothers.com to gain access to the entire episode and the Jacobin catalog. Jacobinbrothers.com.